Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you step by step how to start a restaurant review blog. So what we are going to cover today is what is a restaurant review blog with a few examples, how to pick a niche and why picking a niche is important for your brand new website. I'm also going to show you how to niche down, and then we're going to get something called web hosting. I'm going to explain what web hosting is and why you need it, and then how you can get a domain name for free for the first year. After that, we are going to talk about installing WordPress. We're going to install something called a free and premium WordPress theme. After that, we're going to make some changes to your website so that you can start getting traffic. And then I'm going to show you and tell you how to start writing. After that, we're going to take a look at different ways to make money with your website and why you need to share your content on social media in the very beginning. And then finally, about how many blog posts you should write before you decide if your website's a success or failure. Now be sure to check out the first 3 links in the description, as I will be referring to those links throughout the duration of this video. First things first, what is a restaurant review blog? Simply put, you are going to create content to answer questions and solve problems with restaurant reviews. So anytime a restaurant opens or there has been any changes to a restaurant, you create a review and you are being helpful. You're answering questions and you're solving problems. Let's take a look at an example of a restaurant review blog. If we go over to roadfood.com, this is exactly what they're doing. If we take a look, Savannah Square Pops, if we click on this first one, they are providing, it looks like an address and hours of operation, and they're also including some information. Now, normally you'd want to include a little bit more information. If we click on continue reading, you can see that they have provided some information with regard to restaurants. And the other cool thing with this website is it looks like you can find restaurants near me very, very easily. You just type in the restaurant type and away you go. But that's basically what you are going to do with a restaurant review blog. You're going to answer questions and help people learn more about a restaurant that they are interested in. And what I recommend that you do in the very beginning is I recommend that you focus on maybe 1 or 2 cities to begin with. The reason being is there's a lot of restaurant review blogs out there, restaurant review sites in general, and if you can focus on 1 or 2, you can start building domain authority. For example, if you live in a big city like Chicago, that's not going to be a problem. And if you live in a big city like Chicago, you could even focus on 1 or 2 types of restaurants. For example, you could focus on all Thai restaurants in Chicago. That's going to be a good way to build domain authority and build credibility. You're going to be seen as a subject matter expert when it comes to Thai food in Chicago. One thing that you can do is you can take the domain name of the website and you can put it in a keyword research tool like this one I'm using right here, and you can take a look and see which keywords that they're ranking for. As you can see, road food, you can see here Bertha's Kitchen, as well as Jimmy's Hot Dogs. There's a number of keywords that they're ranking for because they're simply putting that keyword in the title of their post. And you can do the exact same thing. You go out, find a location. It could be big, it can be small. People are searching that restaurant, and you give a clear, a non-biased opinion about the things that you like and didn't like. What you can do is you can also find keywords by difficulty. The keyword difficulty is a scale between 0 and 100. The higher the number, the more difficult it's going to be. What you can do is you can go out and find keywords that have a difficulty of 5 or less, hit enter. And then, as you can see, you could potentially create content on keywords that aren't as difficult. But what I recommend to get started, go to a major city or a city near you and pick a niche, for example, restaurants, and then maybe do Thai food or German, whatever you have out there. Create content frequently, and then away you go. The next step is to go out and get web hosting and a domain name. Now, when you click the first link in the description, you can get a domain name for free. A domain name is simply the name that people refer to your website. For example, roadfood.com is the domain name. You need web hosting so that your website can be seen on the internet. What you're going to do is you're going to rent hard drive space called a server from a web hosting provider. They're going to take care of making sure your website is available for the people to see on the internet. And so what you're going to do is you're going to click that first link in the description and get started with the best web hosting provider for beginners. I'm actually going to walk you through the steps right now of getting set up with web hosting and getting a domain name for free for the first year. When you click that link, you'll be taken to this website where you'll go ahead and click Get Started. What I recommend is to click the first one on the far left, the basic plan, if you're just getting started with a website. As you can see, there are a number of options, but click that, click Select, and then move on. Here you're going to create a domain name. If you have one in mind, you can type it in here like you see that I do. what I recommend is try and find a domain name that's going to be related to your niche. Now, what I do is I type in a domain name that I know is already taken. When it's taken, you're going to get this error. What you can then do is go back and try different domains. Now, make sure, again, you want to pick one that's related to your niche. Click Next, and then you're going to see a green box that says that it's approved. The next step is simply to go through and enter in your contact information. Make sure that when you scroll down here, make sure that you leave all of the settings on. But again, enter in your contact information, the settings right here where it says domain privacy, leave all of this checked. If you don't leave it checked, you're going to get people reaching out to you, spamming you, emailing you, trying to get you to sign up for web hosting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sign up and then jump back to you once I sign on and move to the next step. All right, so I've signed up and I'm going to go ahead and set up my website initially. Just create a simple username and password, make sure it meets the requirements there, and then move on. Make sure that you write it down too. Write it down in a safe spot so that you have it and you remember it, because it can be a pain to go ahead and get everything back. You're going to have to enter in like some vital information, but just make sure that you write it down. It's really easy and really simple. Now, one thing that I do want to note is that this part is not sped up at all. This is actual real time, and you can see that you'll go from absolutely nothing to a complete website in less than probably 10 minutes. And once you click submit, you're going to move on to the next step where you get to log in. Here is where you're actually going to start creating your WordPress website. Now, the great thing is Bluehost really does everything for you, and it's really simple. So again, I'm not speeding this up at all, and I want you to see what it really takes to create a website. Bluehost is going to do a little bit of work in the background for you, and we're just going to actually click on skip this step. This one, first one I clicked on start a blog, but for the next step, just click skip, because we know what we're doing, and I'm actually going to tell you what to do so that we can get up and running. Click get started right here on the left hand side, and then move on. Just click skip here and click skip here. And then just pick the first one on the far left. Make sure that you're picking a free theme, because they'll charge you. They have both free and premium themes, which I'll talk about in just a moment. So right now, it's actually creating your WordPress website. In just a few moments, you're going to click on log in to WordPress on the right-hand side there. You'll see it in just a second. And then we can actually start looking at some basic configurations. All right, so we click log in, and now we actually have a WordPress website. What may need to happen is you may need to click refresh a few times to get it to work, but now we have our website, as you can see. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to log in and delete a few plugins, because right now it has the coming soon. And so if someone tried to get to your website at this moment, it's going to say coming soon to them, even though we can see it. This is what your WordPress website looks like, but for everyone else outside of your network, it's going to say coming soon. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down to plugins eventually, and we're going to delete some of the plugins that we don't need. Now, I talk a little bit about plugins later on, but plugins add additional features and functionality. We are going to deactivate the Bluehost as well as the other plugins that are already activated, and then we can go through and make the necessary changes, which I'll cover in just a moment. So we're going to deactivate them and then delete them. Now, you want to make sure that you only have the plugins that you're using on your website. The more plugins you have, the slower your website's going to respond and function, and you're going to lose out on ranking. So make sure you have a lean setup, very few plugins, and then move on. As you can see right now, I'm just simply deleting some stuff that you don't need. If you want to, you could keep them, but obviously if you're just getting started, you don't need this other stuff. What's more important is the themes that we're going to talk about in just a moment, as well as getting writing. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete those, deactivate them, and then we're actually going to start moving on to settings, which you see right here. All right, so let's go ahead and make some changes that we absolutely have to make so that you can start getting traffic. The first thing that you want to do is you want to change your site title. Your site title is going to be the title of your website. You can make this basically your domain name. For example, my domain name is Web Hosting Rewind, and you can see that's my site title. And then the tagline is basically what your website's all about in a very succinct manner. As you can see here, mine says, get the latest news and info on all things web hosting. What you want to do is make sure that yours is relevant to your niche. For example, if you are creating content about makeup, you can say, come here for the latest tips and tricks for all things makeup. Next, you want to make sure that your WordPress address is HTTPS and not HTTP. Make sure your site address is HTTPS as well. And then the administration email should automatically be set. Uncheck the membership so that anyone can register. Make sure that this is unchecked. If we scroll down here, you want to change your time zone to your time zone. There are all sorts of them here. Next, you want to make sure that you have your date format set to the way you want, and then go ahead and click save. If we go down to writing, there isn't anything in writing that we need to change. After that, we're going to go to reading. In reading, very important, you want to make sure that your homepage displays to your latest post. That's the first thing. And the second one is you want to make sure that your search engine visibility is unchecked. Do not check this. Discourage search engines from indexing this site. You do not want this, because if this is checked, people aren't going to be able to find your website, and everything that we do after this is going to be a waste. So go ahead and click save. This should be unchecked. Next, if we go down to discussion, there really isn't anything that we need to change here. Media, we can leave this as is, and then permalinks is going to be really important. Right now, your permalinks are set to plain. You want to change it to post name. This is done for search engine optimization. What's going to happen is when we create a new blog post, we are going to make it so that it's search engine optimized. We're going to use the keyword in our title, and that keyword is going to show up right here as well. And this is called search engine optimization. Make sure that it's set to post name, and then go ahead and click save. And really, that's everything that you need to do to make sure that you start getting traffic. All right, so now that you've installed WordPress, you've installed a free theme. I'll show you how to install a premium theme in just a second. We've made some changes to your website so that you can start getting traffic. Now let's go back and talk a little bit more about a premium theme. Now, right now you have a free theme. That free theme lacks features and functionality. What you want is you want a WordPress theme that's something like this that has additional features. When I clicked on this website here and this continue reading, that's an additional feature that's not included on the free theme. If we look, these are all additional features, and you can actually get a premium WordPress theme by clicking the second link in the description. When you click that second link, it's going to take you to this website, and you can type in restaurant, for example. Whoops. You can type in restaurant, you can type in restaurant review, you can really type in, we'll say restaurant, just like that. You can see this is a restaurant based theme. You could even type in restaurant review. We type in review like that, and you can find a bunch of different themes that are going to be more congruent or in line with what your target audience expects. Now, what you're going to do is once you find a theme that you like, you are simply going to add this to the cart, and you are going to check out and buy. When you buy, you're going to download a zip file. And once you get that zip file on your computer, you are going to unpack that zip file, and there's going to be a second zip file. You're going to take that second zip file and you are going to install it into your WordPress website. And to do that, we're going to go to Appearance. We're going to click on Themes. When we click on Themes, we're going to click on Add New. And when we click on Add New, we're going to click on Upload Theme. And then you're simply going to drag and drop that second zip file right here, or you can manually find it and click Choose Theme. Once you have it here, you're going to click on Install Now and then Activate. And then you're simply going to have that brand new WordPress theme right on your website. The next thing that we want to do is start writing. Now to start writing, we are going to go to Posts. We're going to click on Add New. And we are going to make our post keyword friendly. For example, if we go back over to Ahrefs, you can see that they are writing about the natural cafe. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this, and we are going to go back over to our blog post, and we're going to paste that in. Natural cafe review. We'll say, is this the best cafe in Chicago? Okay, and the reason why we set up this way is this first part is so that it is optimized for search. This is called search engine optimization. The second part is to get the reader, the human element, to click and read. And so I get 3 questions all the time when it comes to writing. How long should my blog post be? How do I start writing? And how many blog posts should I write? And we're going to go ahead and answer 2 of those questions right now. The first one, how do I start writing? Really, the easiest way to start writing is to simply do a 10-minute brainstorming session where we type in who, what, when, where, why, and how. And what we're going to do is we're simply going to answer questions based on these writing prompts. And to determine how long your blog post should be, we're going to copy this. This is our keyword, and I'm going to simply paste it in just like that. And what we would do is we'd basically go through and read all of the blog posts that are based on the Natural Cafe review. Now, what I recommend that you do is actually just skim through it, and you're basically looking for length, and you're looking for maybe something that they missed. Maybe they didn't talk about the menu item. Maybe their review was overly critical. You want to make sure that you skim it. Don't copy and paste, skim it, and see what they left out. Now go back over to your blog post, and you're simply going to ask and answer questions that's going to help you write a little bit faster. For example, who founded the Natural Cafe? What are the best products or best foods? What are the best menu items sold by the Natural Cafe? As you can see here, this is going to actually help you write a little bit longer because you are simply answering the question and solving the customer's problem. Now remember, the customer is coming to the website or coming to the internet because they want to learn more about the cafe or the restaurant in general, and you are going to provide that solution. So what you're going to do is you're simply going to go through, answer that question, answer these questions, keep the ones that make sense, delete the ones that don't make sense, and the ones that you keep, turn these into H2s. Turn that into a heading just like that, and you're going to go through and answer the question. Once you get done, you're going to go ahead and click publish, and your blog post is going to be available for the world to see, hear, read, and react to. Now, if we jump back over here, the next step is to figure out different ways to make money with your website. Now, there are a number of ways to make money with your website. If we take a look here, now it doesn't look like they're doing it here, but one of the easiest ways to make money is simply to place ads right on your website. And you can work with a company called Google Adsense, and they will automatically place ads right on your website as long as you go through the sign up and get started process. The great thing with Google Ads is it's all done automatically, but the only drawback is that they do not pay a lot of money. In fact, they'll pay you pennies on the dollar when you first get started. What I recommend that you do is once you start getting some real traffic, some significant traffic, move on to other ad networks like Ezoic, Mediavine, Media.net. They're going to pay you much more. Another way that you can make money is simply with affiliate marketing. Now, the cool thing is, affiliate marketing, you simply just recommend or sell other people's products and services. Here's an ad, actually. You recommend or sell other people's products and services, and you get paid a commission. For example, you could be an affiliate for Expedia or Travelocity. If people are going out to visit some of these restaurants, you could put affiliate links for vacations or cars, and you could get paid. Another thing you could do is you could put in affiliate links to stand mixers. Maybe you have a few recipes on your site like they have, and then you could add in links to stand mixers or air fryers or things of that nature. The key to affiliate marketing is simply recommending products that are in line with your target audience. If your target audience is coming here to learn about a restaurant review, you want to make sure that you are providing a product or service that is in line. If you promote basket weaving, for example, on this website, you're going to get very people to click and buy. Another way that you can make money is simply to sell your own physical and digital products. Maybe you have a guide that is a roadmap to the 100 best recipes or 100 best restaurants on Route 66. You could actually sell that right on your website, and that's actually really easy. That is outside the scope of this video, but that's another opportunity as well. Now that we've talked about different ways to make money, the next thing you want to do is share your content on social media. The reason why you want to share your website on social media early on is because Google is not going to send you significant traffic early on. So you got to go out, you're going to take your traffic, you're going to go post your blog posts on relevant social media sites, including Reddit, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. And the key to posting on social media is to post your content where people are already interested in reviews. If you are doing restaurant reviews for Chicago, you should find Chicago Facebook groups. It wouldn't make any sense for you to do a review on a Chicago restaurant and then post it to Wichita, Kansas, because very few people are going to be going from Wichita, Kansas to Chicago, or it's going to be pretty infrequent. And then finally, the last question that I get all the time is about how many blog posts should I write? In my opinion, and this is just a personal opinion, I think you should write 50 blog posts before deciding if your website's a success or failure. Now, the reason why I like 50 is because it gives you 50 opportunities to rank your keywords. Also, you have 50 pieces of content that Google can analyze. You are showing Google that you are a little bit more serious than some of the other bloggers out there. If you write every day for 50 days, or every other day for 100 days, you will start seeing some level of success. Now be sure to check out the 3 links in the description. The first link is to get web hosting. The second link is to get a premium WordPress theme. And then the third link is for a free affiliate marketing course. Be sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell if this video or any other video on this channel helps you out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.